Hi, it's Kate Delaney here. I wanted to today talk through a process with you which hopefully will help reduce some anxiety symptoms, anything that's bothering you right now. And the idea is that you can use this as a tool at home. It shouldn't take too long, just to allow everything just to quieten down and get yourself into a more comfortable, resourceful state. So the first thing on that is a little bit of a introduction, I suppose, to the work, is that we're going to be working with a process around acceptance. And this is a word that quite a lot of people can struggle with, particularly in difficult times, because we don't want the situation to be as it is. That's the whole point. Why would we want this? However, acceptance is not saying by any means or in any way that things are okay, but rather that they're saying that right now it is here. It is, you may well be hearing people at the moment saying it is what it is, we are where we are. So the idea is that we bring that sense of isness to whatever it is we're experiencing at the moment, so that we can let go of resisting. The greatest issue is when we're in a place of resistance, a bit like if you're in quicksand. If you fight, you just land up deeper into the problem. And what we're not doing is saying it's okay, but by accepting where we find ourselves, we're then able to move to a more resourceful place. So the example I always use, my trainer taught me, was about a game of golf. And the idea is there are two golfers both desperately wanting to win a tournament. And the first golfer hits the ball, fantastic shot, literally just about to go in the hole, and then this wind comes from nowhere and blows it in the rough. Now, human nature, first golfer can't believe this has happened. He's frustrated, he's angry, he's upset, he's worried about his future. But as a result, he's in a bit of a mess. He can't really take another shot. He's shaking. He's all over the place. So as a result, he's not good, and he just walks off and abandons the game. The second golfer hits the ball, fantastic shot, literally just about to go in the hole, and then this wind again comes from nowhere and blows it in the rough. And nothing to do with him, this wind just comes. But the difference is the second golfer says, well, whether I like it or not, the ball is here. It's not okay, in fact, far from it, but it is where it is. And in that moment, because he's saying it is where it is right now, he's not saying that this is how things are going to stay, but just that it is where it is right now, he can then go on, take a good shot and go forward and win the game. Now, most of us can relate to being the first golfer. That's because we're human beings, and stuff happens that who would want it, and we get stuck in a place of resistance, of fighting. The issue with that is it uses up all our energy and resources. We're drained, can't make a good decision, and actually we're then that golfer that loses. So this process that I'm going to talk you through is a little bit around that idea of accepting what is within the current situation. And we can know this stuff, but it's another thing actually to feel it. So hopefully the next few steps I'm going to show you will just enable you to actually feel more of a hopefully peaceful sense, and it'd be really good to hear from you how you get on with this. So first of all, what we're going to do is on that theme of acceptance, just work with accepting the current situation. One of my favourite expressions is grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, but the wisdom to know the difference. And I think, anyone that's been an alcoholic will be familiar with that. It's, I think it was St. Francis of Assisi that said it originally. But regardless of religious inclination or whatever, the important thing is it's that wisdom to know the difference, what we can and what we can't change. So when we come to where we are right now in this moment, whatever you're doing, if you can just take a few minutes here with me now, can you just allow yourself just right now to just accept where you are, how you're feeling, and what's here in this moment. And if it's comfortable for you to do so right now, I wonder if you can just allow your eyes to close. And just allow yourself just to do a scan of your body. Again, not trying to force yourself to be relaxed, but just noticing what's here. starting at the top of the head and just observing whether there's any tension. You can just scan down through the face, neck and shoulders. And then all the way down through the back, down through the chest and the stomach. Arms, elbows, hands. And then just scanning all the way down to the very tips of the toes. And then as you do that, can you just draw your attention just to the top of the head and to the eyes? And just if it's comfortable for you to do so, can you just scrunch up your eyes now? Really scrunching them up, squeezing them tight. You may have done this exercise before, but really scrunching up the eyes. And then releasing, and just notice what that release feels like. Then moving down through the face, just scrunching up the nose. And releasing it. And then the jaw, perhaps tightening the jaw, clenching the teeth, really tightening around the mouth. And then releasing, and just noticing what that releasing feels like. And then again with the shoulders, can you hunch those shoulders right up towards the ears? Really tense up those shoulders. Best you can, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then relax, allowing them just to soften back down. And then moving to the arms, can you now tighten the arms, the hands, the fists, the whole of the arms, just really tensing them up now, really squeezing, squeezing, feeling that tension as best you can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then just release, soften, relax. And then just continuing to do this down through the body. So if you like, just sucking in the belly, really squeezing the abdominals. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then relax. And the same for the butt, the pelvic area. Just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Tighten that whole area now. All those muscles, and then again. Just relax. The top of the legs. Those quad muscles, really squeezing those now. Softening and relaxing. And then the calves, same again. Squeeze, 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 tighten, tighten, tighten. And relax. And the feet and the toes, just like you did with the hands, really squeezing them. Best you can, tight ball. And then just relaxing. And then just scanning your whole body, just noticing what's here right now, and just noticing, is there any area that you need to allow that relaxation to flow to now? And if so, just allowing it to flow, that same feeling as that release that you felt in those other parts of the body just then. And then right now, can you just draw your attention to whatever it is that you're struggling with right now? And it may just be a feeling, maybe a specific thing. But as best you can you now really identify what the thing is that bothers you the most? something you're afraid of, something you're sad about, worried about. Whatever that is, something you're angry about, frustrated with. But just noticing whatever comes right now to you as being that real thing, that specific thing. It can be easy to just say everything, but I invite you now just to choose one thing as we do this process for the first time, and just work with that one thing, that specific thing. And as you just connect with this thing, can you just notice, marks out of 10, how much that bothers you? How strong that feeling is, that fear, that worry, that sadness, anger, guilt, whatever the emotion is, how strong it is for you. It might be 10 out of 10, less. And also, can you just notice now where in the body you feel it? So where you feel tense, where you feel different when you're fully calm and relaxed, where you feel this difficulty, this problem, and just noticing where your body holds it, where the tension is. Often it's in the chest or in the stomach, it's in the neck, the shoulders. A tension, maybe a nausea. And just noticing, not trying to change it. It may be subtle, but just noticing where, as you focus on this difficulty, this thing, you experience that in the body. And you may find it helpful right now just to almost choose a colour for that feeling. And again, this seems a bit random, a bit woo-woo, but just bear with me. Just make it a colour, any colour you like. Maybe it's got a sensation, is it heavy, light, swirly type? Perhaps it has a word with it, perhaps it's anger or sadness or fear, but just noticing. And then right now, and it's unusual for us to do this, but I wonder if you can just allow that feeling, that unpleasant feeling, just to be here. So I don't want you to force it away, to try not to feel it, but just almost inviting it in, just letting it be here. Because right now it's here anyway. And you may even wish to say to yourself, right now it is what it is, it's here. It's not okay. But it just is what it is. I am where I am. I'm feeling what I'm feeling. You're just noticing the sensations that go with it. And if it's comfortable for you to do so, almost just breathing through those sensations. Again, not trying to push it away, shove it away in any way, because it's here. And just noticing perhaps what the problem is, what you're resisting with that. What is it that you can't accept? And if there is anything that you can't accept, can you just say to yourself right now, is there anything realistically that I can do to change this in this moment? Anything right now, realistically, that I can do? Now, if in this moment, right here, right now, there is nothing you can do, that it is what it is. We're not saying that's okay, but can you just acknowledge and accept right now? This is here. I am where I am. And of course, if there is something you can do, just noting that. Just being careful with that and going back to that expression, the wisdom to know what we can and can't change. So as you just acknowledge whatever is here right now, here in this moment, that feeling, as you breathe through that, just noticing what's happened to that feeling. And if it's helpful for you right now, just putting this specific issue in the bigger picture of life, whether you see it in relation to the sky, the birds, the moon and the stars at night, the universe, whatever you need from your own personal perspective, just to put everything in the bigger picture. And again, just noticing how that issue, it is what it is right now. And then just drawing your awareness just to the body as a whole. Breathing through every part of the body, every part of yourself. Every cell, every nerve, every fibre. And when you feel ready to do so, just allowing the eyes to open if they're not already. Drawing your awareness back to the here and now. And just noticing, just with that specific thing, what your feeling is around it right now. And quite often in this moment, what happens is that the mind goes, actually, no, that's not the problem, it's something else. And this is how we can work through this process, so we can then repeat the process. But now with the next aspect, if that's necessary, or it may be that you're in a peaceful place now, but if something else has come up, the mind's pretty clever at doing this, just using the process again for that other aspect. And just bringing this wider sense of awareness then to the rest of your day. So I hope you found that helpful. It's takes a little bit of time, but I think it's quite a valuable practice. It's rooted in many ancient meditation philosophies, process of accepting, letting go. And I'd really welcome any feedback, any thoughts on how I can deliver this to you and help you as best I can.